yet another beautiful episode of the Africa Today show. I hope you guys are doing amazing today. My day has been amazing. My weekend has been good. I can't complain. And of course, for those who are just tuning in, Karibuni Sana. This is the Black Fire Network radio station. And of course, it's all about listening, engaging, and transforming. I'm bringing this live and direct from the 254 Nairobi, Kenya. And it is exactly 17 minutes past 8 p.m. Let me know the time on your end. How was your weekend? And Karibuni Sana. For those who are on Facebook, smash that like button. And in case you are new, kindly consider following us. For those who are on YouTube, consider also following us in case this is your first time here. And of course, to the members of the Black Fire Network, click that like button. Shout out to everyone also on the radio station. Remember to keep your comments coming through the live stream via our website or rather through our application. And of course, Karibuni Sana. Today we shall be having an amazing conversation. Looking forward to see Keith in the building. And of course, for those also joining, say hi. And of course, do enjoy the show of today. We shall be having a conversation about Obama. You know, he has partnered with the WEF to activate the government censorship. And this is actually this is sick. This is sick because when you look at this, I'm reflecting also what is happening in Africa, talking about the 5Gs and a lot more. Talking about the media control, which we know it's something that has been happening for the longest time. And we know it has been funded, but we shall be getting deeper into that. As we start, we shall be having different conversation like what is going on with the UN. Them talking about recycling of plastic pollution, ending the global plastic pollution. And I think this, something that we need to debate on because I think earlier today, we were talking about it on the Rhythm Scoop show. We were discussing about how, like, we had Ruto some time back when he discussed about us recycling waste, into something reusable. I think we were talking about something about electricity, something to do about that. But today we're discussing about how if we should have begun this a long time ago. If we should have really invested in this a long time ago, Africa will not be talking about the problems we have today. We should have had so many ways of manufacturing things, reproducing things, and we should not be having this issue of where right now we're living in a street or in places of where throwing plastic sheet and that chewing gums everywhere. It's okay. There's no proper sanitization in Africa. And I was talking also earlier about how I think we need to reset everything and professionalize our continent. If you look at how our continent is moving, everything is just moving according to what the Europeans want it to be, not according to how Africans want it to be. There's a video I want to share, and this lady was talking about something very important. She was discussing about it's like an education, and actually if you look at it, if I'm talking about Africa education, it has misled us to a very big point. It has misled us where we do not know history and where history still is being wiped out. Shout out to Katie. She said something very important, and she said we need to rewrite history, not the way it has been written by continuing with, oh, we had this and this and this. No, we need to wipe out the names of these puppets who have been and still who are and reset everything. This lady was explaining how, like, she was talking about a story of a young guy who is in German, and him being educated about the African history is about literally the negative of it, not about the positive of it, not about also the effects of what each and every colonizer or each and every colonized country, what they had to go through. That part of history is not literally told, which is actually up to date. We were talking earlier about the Mau Mau fighters, the freedom fighters. If you talk about the history today, if you look at the history today, it's literally crazy. Jomo Kenyatta is considered a hero, but not people like, not the real Mau Mau people we had who really did stand up and fought for the country. We know Jomo Kenyatta was a traitor, but it's told the opposite. So till when will we continue with the lies of educating Africans? Lies. I'm glad, and trust me, I am happy to see people waking up. Sometimes it's like Katie said, it gets really toxic to see that people are really, especially in this era, still not seeing everything on a naked eye. We're seeing everything still on the normal eye. Nobody is trying to view things a little bit way deeper, and which is actually true. But again, I'd understand because the indoctrination in Africa is really, really real. Let me share this video with you as we get started. Give me your thoughts about what you feel. And for those who are just tuning in, karibuni, karibuni.
And I just read in the says, where do Africa's treasures belong? Now imagine this headline. Imagine if it said, where do Germany's treasures belong? I'm a king, go. I think I'm a king, go. So I'd like to tell a small story about a Nigerian woman who's married to a Belgian and has lived in Belgium for many years. She said once that she was shocked that her son, while being taught Belgian history, was taught nothing about Congo. They teach my son in school that he must help the poor Africans, she said, but they don't teach him about what Belgium did in Congo.
And I mean, this actually should not be a shock, because I think there's a video I shared some time back on my show, the Pan African Bliss, and there was this lady who was in Ghana, a white lady, and when she came to Ghana, she was on a vacation. She said that when she looks at the television, all she sees about Africa is nothing but poverty. Well, when they come to Africa, they expect, but to come and help us. The same thing, actually, if you look at the real sense of how Africa has been set up, we're so independent. Like, we are so dependent on everything. We're not independent at all. We're so dependent, literally. We call ourselves independent, but we're so dependent. I asked earlier, why do we literally claim that we are in debt as a country while we have resources being given away, and Africa is never benefiting from any of these resources? Where does all this money go to? Why don't we have proper schools which should be built and set up enough classes? Why don't we have proper working hospitals? Why don't we have proper roads? Why do we have a railway station or whatever, SGR, which is 50 years backward, actually, which is still paying and on debts of billions? Why are we in debt of fake shit? And like Katie explained it also earlier again, it's because they want to keep us dependent of them. And Africa looks like we can never ever develop, we can never stand up on our toes. But imagine we can. We have all the resources. We have everything. If you talk about skills, personally, I'd say Africans are full of skills. And not just people in Africa, worldwide. Worldwide. Let me continue.
Now, if Hassan doesn't think that the modern Congo state began 100 years ago as the personal property of a brutal Belgian king who was desperate to get wealthy from ivory and rubber, if Hassan does not learn that the hands of Congolese people were chopped off with rusty axes for not producing enough resources to meet a king's greed, if Hassan does not learn that the Belgian government later ruled Congo with a deliberate emphasis on not producing an educated class, if this young Belgian boy knows nothing of these incidents, then at some point, they will perhaps no longer have happened, because the past, after all, is the past because we collectively acknowledge that it is so. It is not that Europe has denied its colonial history.
It has denied its colonial history, baby girl. It has denied its colonial history. I mean, let's just go back to Nigeria. A few days ago, not even Nigeria, so many African countries, we see So many African countries, we see every time they're coming up with their, they want to talk about their resources. They want to talk about literally what happened. They want to talk about the stolen artifacts, artifacts there, artifacts there, the stolen artifacts and everything. Every time we try to bring back the history, they're like, no, 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 no. You can't talk about this. You can't talk about this. This actually decades ago history. So you guys just forget about it. Like, just move on. Just move on. That's what they say. So I'd love to correct you. They are in denial of the history.
Prude. It is instead that Europe has developed a way of telling the story of its colonial history that ultimately seeks to erase that history. The former French Prime Minister Nicolas Sarkozy gave a now infamous speech in Senegal, in which he said, "I have not come to deny mistakes or crimes. Mistakes were made and crimes committed. But no one can ask of the generations of today to expiate this crime perpetrated by past generations."
True.
This is central to the story that Europe tells itself about its colonial history. It is a story that basically says, yes, colonialism happened, but.
There's a but.
And whatever comes after the but is the focus of the story. What the focus on the but does is that it absolves. It frees Europe of responsibility, of a significant and traceable connection to the African present, and it allows Europe the glow of charity. But the truth is that the past does not merely tell us what happened yesterday, it also illuminates what happens today.
True, because if you look at history and still what is happening today, it's all connected. Everything, it's all connected. I mean, I should not even explain further. That's it. It's all connected.
If we acknowledge that present-day Europe is shaped by the Renaissance of 600 years ago, by the Enlightenment of 300 years ago, then surely we cannot say that what happened merely 100 years ago in Africa no longer matters. It matters. We are gathered today in this reconstructed palace, a beautiful place, but also a place that represents Germany's nostalgia for imperial times.
And then you can see most of our audience is literally white people. So you're even talking to the wrong people. And this is something I actually always say about us as Black people. You can't literally want to reclaim your history. You want to reclaim revolution. You want to say, oh, my child or my friend's child is being taught this and this and this in this country. Yo. And you're talking to the wrong crowd. A bunch of white people listening to a Black woman talking about the Black history. Literally. Make that make sense. Make that make sense.
When Kaiser William II lived here, German troops were killing children, women, and men in Southwest Africa. This building says that German history matters, even in a romanticized form. The history of Africa and Asia and Latin America must matter as well. We cannot pick and choose which histories and which points of view still matter, because to do this would be an ugly exercise of brute power.
Wow.
And speaking of power, here's a headline I just read in a German publication. The headline says, "Where do Africa's treasures belong?"
In Africa.
Now imagine this headline differently. Imagine if it said, "Where do Germany's treasures belong?"
In Africa. Everything was Africa first, okay? Africa. In Africa. It's all Africa. Period. Okay? I see Mr. BP Karibu Sana in the building. You're saying that why are those, let me get your comment correctly. You're saying that why are those interracial relationships surprised when their significant others society does not teach about the African lineage? I wonder too, because I'm against her because one, she's literally talking to the wrong crowd. You're supposed to be talking to bunches of young people, letting them know about this history and literally being brutal about it, not being so nice about it. But at this point, you cannot say anything truthful because you don't want to hurt the white people's feelings. Okay? You don't want to hurt the white people's feelings. And at this point is where Kid says you need to be very careful of what you're watching. So yes, this is just so evident. Like, these are just the paid cons who want to act like they are front representatives of black people and the black power and everything, but nothing. So yeah, you not be talking about it's like you speaking now. It's like we had Ruto earlier today, like talking about revolution, but you're like, no, this revolution, we need to do a 50-50 shit. Africa gets a 50 and the Europeans get a 50. And that is a revolution. Why can't we get 100 as African people? Why do we need to cost share? Why can't we have the whole bread? They can have the breadcrumbs for once. Let them also eat some, the breadcrumbs or whatever. It's even nothing. Damn. Wow. This is crazy. But yeah, you're saying that why are those interracial relationships a prize when they are significant society does not teach about the African lineage? And you're saying that it shouldn't she be the one teaching about her people's history? Exactly. And at this point, she's talking to the wrong crowd. That is what I'm trying to say. And Danny Karibu Sana as well, you're saying that you've got to stand up and take back power, and they are not going to give you a damn thing. And that especially goes for power. Exactly. And power is not given, it's taken. It's taken. It's taken. At this point, when you look at this, I wonder what these white people are literally, what's going at the back of their head, listening to her talk to the wrong crowd. She's like, yeah, they're like, because one thing for sure, and one thing I've come to know, white people know our history so well. They really know African people. Even if it's not really the full history, like not really, most of them maybe know what happened, if most of them do know if they were created or not. But I bet majority understand the African history more than we Africans understand our history. That is for sure. And this is why you see every time, everywhere we go, they're so racist. I just saw one, oh my god. I just saw one disturbing video, which is so crazy. This black lady was just walking, minding her business. Then there's this white dude who just felt like, being racist is okay, where they can show up anytime they always come daytime. They're not even scared, like, because that's who they are, I guess. He snatched the wig of this lady and started laughing, and he's like, I did nothing wrong. And I'm like, wow, what do you mean you did nothing wrong? Even if it's my fake hair, what gives you the authority of you coming, like, why be disrespectful? Because I'm a nigga, because you're a nigga, good type of shit. Like, it's crazy, man. It's so crazy with these people. It's so crazy. So yeah, it's crazy. It is crazy. Mr. BP also saying that with no organization, military skills and technology, that won't happen. Let's keep it real. Dr. Harrison, you are a rarity. You are a rarity. That is true. That is true. We do not have military skills. Literally, who trains our militaries? Like, who trains them? I think we saw a video of what really gets to happen, even with the military schools, how they are organized in Africa and everything, how they are funded and everything. Who gets to do that? Personally, I believe we need to have a reset of everything first. To have all that, we need to have a reset of everything. We can't operate with these puppets in here. We can't operate having the Rothschild and the Rockefellers still in power, because hey, who are we fighting? You know, who are we really fighting? That's the question. And Danny is saying that one thing about people with power, whenever they do fucked up shit, they will not hold themselves accountable. That is true. That is true. And we see it every single day. Every single day. It is so evident. It is so evident. Talk about what happened with the pandemic in 2020, 2019, 2020. Nobody right now is being held accountable about the numbers of people who are dying because of the ugali, eating the big ugali, like literally nobody is talking about that. Nobody is being held accountable on this one, and so many much more, and even a lot more we keep on seeing. Talk about the human trafficking and a lot that we can't say on YouTube. Minding my mouth. So yeah, it's a lot. Nobody power, yeah. Nobody wants to be held accountable. You're also saying that that's why you have to have some type of leverage to hold them accountable. And you're saying that feeling they didn't give a damn about our feelings when they have brutalized us. That is true. I agree with that. I totally agree with that. But I think like Africans, I said this and I think it is true on Friday. Was it on Friday or which is actually true? Africans would literally leave you out of fire and suck a white man's toe. Like you'd rather die as they watch you, but save. Like if you have both of you, like you have let's say two African people stuck in crisis, and you had to save, let's say, one African and a white person. I think most of the African people would go for the white person. Like literally, we've seen this. Black people are willing to become bootlickers of white people at any cost. And that is our problem. These people are so brutal with us. These people are so brutal with us. They don't give a shit. Like, they don't give a shit. These are not narcissists. These are not psychopaths. These, I don't know how to call them. These beyond. And trust me, I still don't understand why we have so many. Shout out to Akode. I don't know why we have so many black women trying to run for white men. I don't know what's up. I am glad that I was not born with the obsession. Never been obsessed. Never even tried to imagine myself, me with a white man, like me with a white man, like, like it's really, really, it really looks weird. Really looks weird. Feels weird. Having the lies in the head and everything. It's crazy. Daniel is saying that I tell you what they're thinking. I wish this nigga would shut up. You all can do that. You all can't do anything about it. Know that for a fact. That is true, and that is all they say. Even when we have these puppets talking, that is what they all say. The funny shit is that they have even disrespected our leaders. Like when we had, it's a second time for Museveni, shout out to him. Apparently, all of a sudden, he has made up his mind. He has made up the decision of anti-gay bill being signed into law. And of course, they say that if you are found in any act, you are supposed to be imprisoned, life imprisonment, and which is actually really, really amazing. And I've seen so many reactions about this. So many other countries are literally surprised. Like just the other time we had this, so many countries are surprised, like, wow, really? You're threatening the human rights, you're doing this and this and this. Yeah, but shout out to him. But I think what I'm trying to say is that we've seen how they are literally, I'd say, oppressed, because Africa, we are oppressed. Even when it comes to decision making, our puppets cannot literally cough. When the lion roars, they respond. They are the, what should I call them? I don't know. but they are the puppets. And you're also saying that all Africans have to do is leverage their resources the right way. My resources for military training, equipment, and the building of facilities. I've got one country in mind for that. South Africa? Tell me. South Africa. South Africa? Tell me it's South Africa, Danny Harrison. I guess so. It's South Africa because South Africa has weapons already. One. It does have weapons. So Mali too somehow, but I don't know. South Africa maybe. Let me know. South Africa, I guess so. You're also saying that all Africa have to do is I think I've read that. But yes, that is what is happening in that situation. This lady, like she said, she want to speak some facts, but again, the facts is going to the wrong crowd, talking to the wrong crowd at the same time. You know, you can't talk to your enemy how to, I don't know, how for them not to become your enemy. You can't go approach your enemy and let them know, like, you know, we can't be enemies. And literally, they're not even about you. Because they're not about us, literally. They are not about us. They have nothing to do with us as African people. But as we move on, there's another video I want to share. And this is actually concerning. Some few weeks ago, we shared a video of a Chinese woman who came out and said that, you know, if you are Jamaican and if you are born in Jamaica, that is not your country, okay? So literally what they mean is that they have taken you. Shout out to George Guy and Samuel, if you are in the building. You remember that video that Kid had me sharing, where we had the Chinese woman coming out and saying that, you know, if you are Jamaica and you are born in Jamaica, this is not your country anymore. You guys need to get out. And I think we have been talking about this and this, but it's funny now to see Jamaicans themselves are the ones literally, instead of welcoming people, are chasing people away, you know. They are chasing people away. There's this Jamaican lady who she's actually, let's say she's like, she has an Airbnb type of thing, and she has been hosting most of the Black Americans who come to tour Jamaica. But she has some things to say, Black Americans, and of course we had Black Americans who had to respond about it. And I think it's quite amazing and actually really surprising. She sounds racist for how it comes, you know. She sounds racist, you know, because first when the video began, I thought it was a white lady, because I thought it was a white lady recording the Black woman saying, I don't need this Black American ghetto, Black Americans here in Jamaica. Okay, that is what she said. But let me share this. This is very concerning. So I think if you are looking forward to relocate in Jamaica, I don't know, there's some changes that need to be done in that country. Let's call a spade a spade. We can't be having Chinese Chinese already invading your own country and telling you how you can't reclaim your country as your own, and how you ain't Jamaican and you need to go, okay? And then you're gonna be having bunches of mulattoes, and then now you have your own, instead of now them helping us come back home, like, you know, inviting more Africans home. They're like, you know, giving the racial type of. Let me just share this video, you see, okay? Let me just share. Let me start it over.
I don't want any Black Americans here. No get up entitled, spoiled Black Americans that America has spoiled. I don't want them here. Will not change that, okay? And I'm not going to change the verbiage. I'm saying exactly what I feel. I was a landlord in America for 10 years. Let me tell you. I have tenants.
One fast wait. Since when? Like, okay, wow. That is heavy, you know, ghetto Black American. Like, what gives you the audacity to call Black Americans ghetto? Like, who told you they are ghetto? Like, why would you classify the whole group just because of one person who messed you up, you know, and say that everyone is this? I mean, then if you try to look at who is speaking, she is the ghetto one at this point, okay? Let me restart this video. again, because you see from the thumbnail of the video, I thought it was a white woman. I'm like, wow, okay, it would make sense. But come to think of it,
I don't want any ghetto Black Americans here. No ghetto entitled spoiled Black Americans that America has spoiled. I don't want them here. Will not change that, okay? And I'm not going to change the verbiage. I'm saying exactly what I feel. I was a landlord in America for 10 years. Let me tell you, I have tenants that their rent was $12 because Section 8 paid the rest of it for them. You're like, I don't get any free shit. What free shit you're talking about? I don't get free shit. You got a lot of free shit. Those are the people I don't want here. $12 a rent, you'll pay. You have Benz, you drive, you wear 4.
Pause it. I mean, pause it. I mean, I think personally, I think I've said there's a lot of free things in America, but most of these free things, from what I understand from history right now, it's not the Black American people getting it. Okay, Black Americans are going through shit. Okay, it's just recently, last week again, we were reviewing videos of Black American women and men, young men and women, fighting at, leave alone even fighting at Walmart and everything. Those who are stealing. And I think it explained very deeply of what this is all about. Okay? So I'm like, wait, this is just crazy.
400 wig, name brand shoes, your kids wear name brand shoes.
This is where I say I think there's history missed. I don't know if the island people also I think the island people also do not have a history of the Black Americans, right? If I am right or wrong, correct me. I guess the way we say Africans right in the continent, like, you know, the way we do not have history of the Black American people, how they ended up there, what's happening, day-to-day effects, you know, the reason why we need to be educated to stop rushing, you know, and this is why when most of us, when we end up there, end up getting killed, because you come in with a whole lot of bunch of expectations and imitation that you've seen on the TV, but that's not the reality of it. You know, shit is crazy. It is crazy with these white people. It's a white man's land. Damn. So to my surprise is, what I'm picking from this is, I guess the island people, the Jamaican people, also do not have clear history of, correct me, I guess I'm correct. Yeah, I guess I'm right. I guess I am right. Let me continue.
Shoes, and you work minimum hours so you don't lose your Section 8. You got food stamps, you buy lobster, steak, and God knows what everything is. And people are working 3 jobs, can't afford the food. They could buy us on government assistance. I don't want you ass here because I work very hard for everything I have. So I don't want no entitled, spoiled, and grateful Black Americans here. If you work respectful, I'm even open to offer short-term stay for the right people. One thing I learned about the ghetto people too, they have a way of hiding who they are. Because they've been cheating the system so long that they pretend to be something else to get money off the government. And so that's what you do. You call me, you pretend to be somebody else, and when you come here, you show your real true colors. There's none of that here. If you come here, you ghetto, you gotta leave. Period. I don't care about your money.
Damn. 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 Oh my God. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, that's all I gotta say today.
Every time I hear a non-American Black talk about Black folks, every thing come out their mouth is some European racist shit.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. We got this TikTok that is going presence. Okay. She claims that she has not had a good experience with her rental property, with her business when it comes to dealing with Black Americans. And I want to talk about that, and I want to play the video. But first, I have to have a word from the sponsor of this video, Noble Gold. Guys, we just experienced another major banking collapse, despite assurances from the Biden administration and the federal government that, hey, everything is under control. But, you know, we do have a major bank that hopefully won't collapse. Bank of America, that is predicting that gold will go to $2,200 this every qualifying
Forward
qualifies.
to the main video.
Been nothing but problem.
Only
There's always
here, I have Jamaican people stay here, I have white people stay here, I have Spanish people stay here, and I have Black Americans stay here. I'm not saying not all Black Americans are bad, but the ones that came to my place have been nothing but problem. Only two good ones came here, all of them. Fight late at night, not with me, with each other. They're disrespectful, they're entitled, they're unappreciative. And it is that way because America has spoiled them and give them so much free shit. Where they think they could come to Jamaica and get the same free shit out.
This one understanding question again to those who are on the charts. Hey, do you guys get free shit? Like, hey, leave alone the education and I don't know about medication, but leave alone. I think so far I know about the education, which would really I was perplexed about some time back to discover you guys have free education while Africa we're paying bunches of shit for some, I don't know, type of education. But I'm asking, do you guys get like free shit? Leave alone the people living in Section 8 and everything. You guys are working. Danny, either you are from work, Jiba Jaba, either you are at work, Joe Mosquito, I mean a lot of you, either you are coming from work or at work or on a lunch break. Are you getting free shit? Because I believe you're working so hard to pay your rent, to pay your bills, to pay your mortgage and everything. So I think what I am trying to pick from this again is we have a missed history. Yeah, no. Have to work for everything every day. Exactly. You have to work for everything every day. Thank you, Jiba Jaba. Exactly. You have to work for everything every day. So what we're missing on this history is, again, I'm understanding African people, especially us in the continent, we have a missed history about the Black American people. What happened and what happens, okay? And when I mean what happens, I'm talking about like this is the current situation where when you come to Africa, if this is what you have to really put up with, then I guess my head would be messed up, okay? I bet when you come here, you're expecting, I've seen this, I think we've seen this from most of the videos. When you come into Africa, you're expecting a lot of love. You want to feel at home. You don't want to feel someone who's been racist on your face. You can't deal with white people, then come deal with Black people being against you, You're supposed to feel at home. You're supposed to feel, free. Like, you're just supposed to be you, like feeling the presence of the motherland and everything. But with this, it's just super, super, super crazy. And that's what I think it's really why we are where the disconnection comes from with most of people like this. They're like all they understand is you get a bunch of free shit and that's it, but they do not understand anything further from that. So this is why you're seeing this type of reaction. Karibu sana Keith.
Asante Sana, Joe. I'm in the backwoods, so I'm going to be in and out. I'm going to be in and out my internet, and that's going to be good. I have no idea what the hell you're talking about.
It's okay. We were discussing about a lot of things so far. Right now, there's this video I'm sharing of this Jamaican lady who sounds very, very racist to Black American people. I think she has like an Airbnb.
That's the one doesn't want African Americans back to her Airbnb in Jamaica. Yeah, I heard. Yeah, I don't know about the story, but I kind of heard about it. But go ahead.
Yeah. So she said that Black American people when they come here, I think she met maybe one person wronged her, or I don't know what really happened. Like that is according to what I'm picking up from the story. Like she's had like a bad experience with maybe 1, 2, 3 people, but with how she's coming out, she's like, the ghetto Black American people are so disrespectful. And I'm like, why would you attack the whole community because of one person?
The ghetto Black people can't travel, ladies. They don't got the money to travel down to Jamaica. So you're not meeting the ghetto people come from America. They don't got no money to travel. And most of them don't got no passport. So that's how you meet.
And why would you classify like one person just so disrespected you, or maybe you had a crash, or a clash,
because
whatever.
that's
You
what
know.
that's the poison that white supremacy has put in the minds of African people globally. They're
Mhm.
easy to work with everybody else than their own people. The self hate
Mhm.
that you give.
But
So if you have
again.
one bad experience with
Mhm.
anybody black, you're gonna magnify that, Joe. It's gonna be magnified. Do it.
Mhm. But again, what I'm picking from this, I was just telling the family that, but I feel like we are disconnected in the history part, because if this is, I'd understand most of the Jamaicans the way we as Africans, the island people as well, they do not also know a lot of the Black American history, right? So this is why you see, like what she's gonna be saying here is, you know,
They know that history
Black,
about slavery, Joe. They were
they
slaves.
know.
They know they can't. Yeah, they might not know exactly what happened, but they know slaves. They were slaves, Joe. They didn't swim to Jamaica. They were taken out of Africa as slaves, Joe. So they understand the slavery part. Yeah, everybody on the island, Joe, came from slavery. They came out of Africa. They were
Okay.
slaves. They were yes, they were slaves. Her ancestry goes back to slavery, Joe, just like mine does.
Well, I think there's a generation that is missing history, because it's like I'm saying, reflect also the same thing we have here in Africa. There are those who assume things about you, Black American people. If I know nothing about you, I'm gonna be assuming,
But
hey,
but
when you come here,
but they
you're
don't
supposed
know.
to
But
have money.
they don't
You're
know,
supposed
Joey.
to
But
have money
she
here.
knows. She has the
Okay.
same shared history, a little bit different, because of whatever island or whatever slavery you've experienced. But she knows that African Americans were enslaved. She knows she was enslaved. She
Mm,
knows she's not Jamaican. She knows she's an African who lives in Jamaica. Whatever. Jamaicans a nationality, not a race of people. You know how they got there? They were enslaved people. So they came from Africa. Somebody
all
took
right.
practice. Somebody took practice Yoruba and all that other shit on the island of Jamaica. From Jamaica. Hey,
Mm-hmm.
we talking about Africans, Joby, in the diaspora, right?
Yeah.
Islands. That just means the boat stopped there. Dump them niggas off there now in America. So we're talking about Jamaica, Haiti, the Virgin Islands, the Bahamas, Bermuda, um, uh, all those other goofy islands, Trinidad and Tobago, where Nicki Minaj is from. Those are different islands where they dropped the slaves off coming from Africa. Okay, you goofy niggas, we dropping off here. And Trinidad and Tobago. The rest of you goofy niggas are going to Jamaica. The rest of you goofy niggas are going to drop off in Cuba. The rest of you goofy niggas are going to Haiti or Dominican Republic, whatever. And the rest of you goofy niggas are going to make it to America. So, she knows she's a product of slavery. The Jamaicans know that. They know they're a product of slavery. It's not like that's not a question. They know that. But there's a disconnect because there's a certain hatred. I said this that these island Negroes, especially for Black Americans, like you said, they think we're spoiled and it's like a jealousy thing that we
Exactly.
fought. It's like a jealousy thing that we fought. They mad that Jamaica still fucked up. But you the people of Jamaica, why you never fixed it? You like any other African people, you got to run out of Jamaica. You've been
Mm-hmm.
running the hell out of Jamaica. So you can't get mad at me because Jamaica's all fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't change it. So when you see Black Americans, they got money to come down here and travel. I ain't got no money to leave Jamaica. I got my Airbnb. How dare these niggas? But white people, and other than that, now you think it's normal for them to have money, Joby? It's normal. But other Africans who have money, oh no, that's bad. Oh no, these niggas, damn they ass. Go ahead, sir.
Hmm. Yeah, because just exactly what you said. The assumption of you are spoiled. There is that part of we don't even know what really happens in the current situation, the current state, in the current time as we talk. This is why you see most of us as African people, or rather most of African, let me say, young people. When they have the dream of the American dream. I want to go live the American dream. You go there, with the narrative of everything that they have literally fed your brain. You feel like everything is easy. You go with the assumption of everything is easy, like, just gonna get money flex, get the chains, and that's it. Like, and get the crib, and that's all. But no, The lady explained, that lady from Jamaica again, she explained, the lady from Jamaica explained, you're gonna be a slave, die, reincarnate, come back, be a slave again. That's what you're gonna be.
African people stay here, I have Jamaican people stay here, I have white people stay here, I have Spanish people stay here, and I have Black Americans stay here. I'm not saying not all Black Americans are bad, but the ones that came to my place have been nothing but problem. Only 2 good ones came here, out of all of them. Fight late at night, not with me, with each other. They're disrespectful, they're entitled, they're unappreciative. And
again, pause. I think that is a problem. We were just talking about this issue this week. I think this week or last week, of Black American people putting their hands off each other. We were talking about this last week. And remember, you made me share that video of that guy, explaining of Black American keeping off each other. Is it keeping off each other, keeping hands off each other, whatever it was the term? But yes, you can't come here and start fighting as well, okay? You can't come here, start throwing hands at each other, and you're being hosted. Hello, excuse me. You can't go you can't, we also couldn't do that. I mean, for us, the case was different. We had to attack the white guy because we were supposed to be hosted correctly. We had paid for it. The money was paid for it, and you're giving us, you're telling us go be bitten by mosquitoes. That is where you belong. Because you stay in the house. Are you crazy? Something is wrong with you. I have a reason to react if I have paid for shit, okay? But you can't come where you okay, you have paid for shit, but you also want to misbehave. Like, yo, put yourself together. Put yourself together.
Well, you talking about out of Black Americans? I'm sure she's talking about Black women. I hate to say, I know she's talking about Black American women. I know it. Because they have been taught to be unruly, disrespectful. And that's what you see. I told you can't get married no passport bros. Shout out to the African ladies. You had a bunch of African ladies defend the passport bros. I mean, you ain't gonna call us stupid and messed up because your men don't want your ass, because you unruly. You don't know how to behave when they leaving. They're African. They got other options. And that's the fact. African women have disrespected yourself out of the you're unruly. And I'm sure ladies, so I know, because that's what goes down in Jamaica. Let's tell the truth and shame the devil here. Let's tell the truth here. No hurt some people, but now do my cameras, bro. We're gonna tell the truth. African women, African American women, go down to Jamaica because it's impoverished and Africa's too small. Too far. So they go on down to Jamaica looking for young penis that they can get with because they got money they can throw around. I'm keeping it real. We're gonna shame the devil here. So they go down there because nobody wants to be bothered with their ass in America, but they can go down to an impoverished Jamaica and throw around some American dollars, get some that young penis up in them, and it's just a fling and go back to America. Nobody knows. So I'm sure, let me know, that's a fact. I don't care if nobody don't know this. That's a dirty little secret. Everybody knows that Black American women go down to Jamaica to get them some penis. That's just a fact. From these young impoverished Jamaicans, give them a few dollars. They ride that penis. They go, "Ooh, girl, I feel so good going back to goddamn America now." While the niggas just say, "You gonna give me back to America? You give me a green card?" Nah, nigga, came to get some penis. Time to go. But their behavior is toxic. And they don't want to hear that because most women don't want, and this is a woman's nature globally, but most women are not this toxic. Most women do not like to hear that they're wrong or make any correction about them being wrong. They'll fight you on that. But since the African American woman is so damn toxic, the majority, not all, but the majority of you are toxic. That's just a fact. So nobody wants to be fucked around with. That's why you consider the worst women on the planet to date. It has nothing to do about race, because you got other African women that people want to go get. So they be in Kenya, Ghana, Nigeria, South Africa, wherever. Brazil, you get mad about the Brazil, Jamaica, whatever, all these poor third world bitches. We're going to get the African women. Now they got to be third world bitches. Shit. Because they treat men with respect. Now they got to be third world bitches. It's all kind of craziness. You know? So, I'm sure these are women that she's talking about. Because they're unruly. They are entitled. They talk crazy out their head. Because the white man has allowed them to be that way in America. Nowhere on the planet can any woman get away with the shit American women get away with. They know that. That's why they'll never take their ass somewhere but to maybe Jamaica. They know that's why they always get fucked up when they get out of America. They're like, oh, they're all shocked. When they get smacked in the face or some shit by somebody. Or get put out the house like in Ghana. I paid you in pussy and kick rock. And you get put out of the house. They shocked. My God, what are you doing for me?
Welcome to Africa. That's
welcome to Africa, because there's no white man that can save you. You can't call the police and white people show up. So the black woman in America is out of pocket. I know what you said, because I know these are women that living up. I know these are women. And I'm not saying all black American women, because I told you I've been with them ones that know, like Janice, Sister Janice, old 16, like 65. Or Sister Sharon was in her mid to late 50s back in the day, or 50 years she was when I had her working late 40s, early 50s. That's the truth. I don't want to say that about, but I know they've been engineered to be a certain way. I get that. But they got to take ownership of their behavior. Because you know, every time the attitude is crazy. The disrespect is crazy. You're like, wow, this is absolutely insane. So now that African men realize they ain't got to be scared to travel the planet and get a passport, these women feel a certain way. They're all mad. Why are you angry? If you're a good woman, you ain't got to worry about nobody leaving. He'll come find you in America. Nobody wants to travel to find a good woman. You're mad because you know you're not a good woman. That's what you're mad about. I would tell you the majority of young black women are unmarriageable. They're not married, but they run around here half naked, tattoos all over their body, talking crazy. They are not marriage material at all. And that's a fact. And so these are the same women that are going to Jamaica. They probably talk crazy. They put down that Jamaican woman probably. Oh, you Jamaican, you poor motherfucker. Where's the rest of the towels at? Where's the towels and shit? You got enough? Just being disrespectful. And like you said, entitled. As we said, somebody was in Tanzania. Hint, hint. Hint, hint.
Huh?
As we said, somebody in Tanzania was. Hint, hint. If you get, you get, Show-Wef.
Let me continue with
It is that way because America has spoiled them and give them so much free shit. But they think they could come to Jamaica and get the free shit out here and be nasty about it. I'm not saying all of you like that, but because of that, I'm not risking my health and my happiness for people. No short-term stay.
No kind of free shit. Exactly right.
Stay. Not gonna happen here. I'd rather eat salt and banana and let goats and cows live into my houses than have people come and stress me. I will not hate my business because of customers. A lot of business people are miserable because of some kind of customer. Not this place. I don't want my place is drama free.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. You know that set off some people, okay?
Very specific.
People slavery. These comments.
Specifically, in detail, what did they do? Because you're not just about to come make a vague video saying every black American that came was just a bad tenant, but you don't got no specifics.
Nah,
so what did they do, man?
You guys are ripping through lies. I know it's black women. I know it's black women. I know it. I know what no black man with their ass. I know it's black women. But go ahead, Joker.
That's all I want to know. You saying they was arguing not with you, but with themselves.
Yep, black women.
That sounds like
black women
were just drinking and doing something like playing spades or something. Look, that sounds like that's all that they was just partying. You didn't say they did had any property damage. So what are they doing? They go and they turn up and they make a little mess, but that's expected because you're a renter. So you should expect to clean up a little bit of like what specifically happened that
Of course, as long as they ain't
Sum
tearing
this
nothing
up
up,
real quick
exactly.
because
Airbnb, you gotta buy, you gotta pay for maid, lady. They got the right to party as long as they don't tear your shit up. Go ahead, Joe.
personally, the video was pretty unnecessary. Or if she wanted to talk about her experience, she should have talked about everybody in totality. She shouldn't have used Black people as a way to convey her message of negativity and how she wanted to weed people out that did for them not to come to her establishment. And what do we get for free?
I know, right? What do you get for free? Like, that is the question. What do you guys get for free? I saw
Yeah.
Danny Harrison say that no, I don't get nothing. Hell, I can't even wipe my ass for nothing.
That's right. We don't get nothing for free. I don't know. See that's a fake mindset. They think Americans, oh, you guys are balling, you're getting a lot of free shit. We're not getting nothing for free over here. That's her mindset. She's looking at all the propaganda on TV. Ain't nobody getting nothing free out of here. Exactly right.
I'm trying to figure that out.
There are a lot of entitled people no matter what color they are. But that's my problem. I have no problem with her saying, she had bad encounters, but the generalization is my problem. Everything she said out her mouth after she tried to go back on shit was that Black Americans get free shit. That's some white shit she just said.
Exactly.
That's some racist ass white shit. First and foremost, every time I hear a non-American Black talk about Black folks, everything come out their mouth is some European racist shit. I don't give a where they come from. They all repeating the same talking points you hear on Fox News, Mark Levin, or any racist white man you can think of. It's coming out their Black ass mouth.
Where's Daniel at? You know Jamaica got an island full of coons. She's a coon. These coons, the white people come to think, these American niggas, they're saying, those are my people. Oh yeah, these American Black people are fucked up, but not you, bitch. You taking care of us in your little Airbnb. And I remember, you got to understand the white Jesus syndrome. These Africans worship this white Jesus. I don't give a shit. Yeah, it's Jamaica, Haiti, wherever you're at. So they value white people more than they do themselves and people that look like them. As Jovi had that thing on the cartoon last week with Neely Fuller, stay away from these niggas unless you got something constructive. Because the poison is on sight. Especially between us and other enslaved Africans who went through slavery. That poison is in us. That jealousy, that poison. You're not going to say nothing to white people. They're telling you, bitch, you better shut your mouth. We'll destroy your whole business. We'll get your ass off of Airbnb. It's always easier to attack another Black person. Always.
Problem. I'm not saying we over here without issues, but stop acting like you don't have the same problems with you at or your culture. That's my problem. But to generalize a whole group of people, when you got Blacks over here doing it up over here, graduating with multiple degrees, starting successful businesses, but you want to point out a certain segment or group, a few people that came over to your shit and acting like assholes, then you want to paint a broad brush. Oh my God, white folks and other folks go places and don't show their asses. They just perfect wherever they go. That's my problem. I have no problem with her having an issue with people coming over and not being appreciative of her business.
Yeah, so you seen that, you heard that. And the lady...
Yeah, that video, I felt like it was really, really informative. So yeah, I also had a problem her generalizing like literally everyone. You don't just come attacking the whole group of people saying the Black American. You need to be specific. But I think again, she corrected herself and said that, it doesn't mean, everyone acts like that, which is actually a good defensive mode. But yes, again,
and the funny part about this, white people, when they go to Jamaica, they treat these Jamaicans like shit. Shit on them in their face. They don't ever say nothing. They got family. Has anybody been to Jamaica? If you've been to Jamaica, you know what I'm saying it's true. They got beaches in Jamaica that the white people have resorts on that the Jamaicans are not even allowed to come on. In their own country, you niggas better not come on this beach. That's how the white people and Chinese people do these niggas. But they don't say a goddamn thing. They don't say shit. And you know, wherever white people go, they feel entitled. Just like Joe, we said about that white mansion. Everywhere they go, they treat these Africans like shit. And Jamaica being a prime example. I've been to Jamaica, and I've seen the way white people treat these niggas in Jamaica, and it's like they just pour a whole bucket of shit right on their ass. Take this shit, nigga. They're like, yeah, thank you, Mr. White Man, all this shit. They just bathed in that shit. They bathed right in it. And if I'm lying with you at George God Samuel, that's a fact. They'll bathe in that shit. They're like, oh, can you give me some more? Can you put another bucket of shit on me? You missed the spot. You missed the spot, Sophie. You missed the spot where the shit didn't get.
I'm trying to see if I can see any video of their reactions in Jamaica.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Yeah, you should.
And see if I can share one. Because mine, I also mentioned this. I was referring that story to that Chinese guy, that Chinese woman, sorry, who said that, you are Jamaicans, but you don't belong there. What are you talking about? And
you heard the Jamaicans say nothing to that Chinese lady living in Jamaica, did you? Not a goddamn thing, Toby. They ain't said a goddamn thing to that Chinese lady.
You understand this? Move the card.
You got an ugly fucking lip. Your lip, you ugly lip. Suck your mother.
What?
Ugly shit.
Oh shit. My internet going out. It's like this is funny, goddammit. Oh shit, my internet going out.
That shit.
Wait, let me rewind this. Oh my god, my internet is also.
What happened with that, Joe? I missed it. What happened? What happened?
Let me share it. Let me rewind it.
I'm in a bad area. Y'all probably ain't gonna get it.
Move the card.
You got an ugly fucking lip. Your lip fucking ugly. Your lip spoiled, bitch. Suck your mother.
Fuck your mother. Fuck your mother.
Piece of shit. You're gonna wear it. Go suck your mama. Big pussy girl. Go suck your mama. Oh, black. A big pussy. Look what you're. I'm a safe. I'm a fucking safe. You're a what? You're a piece of shit. Suck your mother. You ever seen this blood clot of this little ugly looking piece of shit? Your lip, see a big pussy girl. You do surgery, your lip spoil. Oh, God, suck your mother.
What?
You sick fuck. You know what?
Yeah, and I actually that's the right reaction. That's how you're supposed to react. Like you're not supposed to be patient with them. They ain't patient with you. Hey, they're coming to speak to your face, like move the car. What the hell are you to come tell me what to do? Like, excuse me? Yeah? Excuse me? I personally don't like being ruled, like, I don't like commands like, yo, whoa. Watch your tone, okay?
Because you're African, Joby. You have a certain thing of decorum. But you can't allow people to disrespect. At least you're not allowing nobody to disrespect. I couldn't really see what happened. The lady told him to move, or what happened?
The lady told him to. The lady told the guy to move. Then he was like, I'm not moving. Like, you know,
Mhm.
I'm not moving. I'm not moving. And whatever those
Okay.
words he say, you know, I'm not
He
moving. You know.
said, "Bumble clock and go fuck your mother."
Exactly, as it should. Like, you know, they're so used to seeing African being so calm. Like, you know, they're expecting you to be
Exactly, Joe.
having
They used to
down
you being
there.
they used to you being docile all over the world. Used to you being docile, allowing them to abuse you. Just like the guy in Tanzania thought he could abuse you guys, he got surprised like, whoa, what the hell is going
Man,
on here?
that motherfucker was so ugly, you guys. Like, he was literally, he was so ugly. And man, our poor lady, man, that lady was so pretty to be with such a guy. This guy is just controlling her, telling her how you can't go to the beach, you know, like you should go to the beach at a certain time with me. You know, I want you. What? Me? Oh my god, because of your big stomach. Oh my god. No. I can't allow a big stomach lie on me. Literally, it's toxic. I can't even try. Oh Lord. Sheesh. Oh my god, I need to be better. Let me go to the comments. Let me go to the comments very quickly before we get to the main agenda. I see Danny, you're saying that let me see. But I think I'd read your comments. I see you're saying that yes, you are correct. No. Where did I leave? You saying that I saw this video, a white girl did a video. Yes, actually if you fast forward it, the white girl talks about it and you know, the reaction she did put on her. I did see that as well. And just saying that Negroes in the Caribbean got hit with colonialism and slavery. Okay, yes, Kit explained that. And Jibba is also saying that yes, you are correct. This is worldwide. They watch Maori, Fox News, Taylor Perry, and all the Gata TV and believe it. Yes, I agree with that 100%. We believe what program, being programmed. Being programmed. That's it. And being given a certain narrative. It's like the way we think the world. I think it has taught us this. You know, we think the world we're living in is the reality, while the reality is literally not even what we see. You know, we're
Exactly,
living in
Joe.
a world full of lies. Like, you know, we're given images that literally are not even real. You know, just living in a fantasy type of shit. Crazy. But the voice is saying that no, I have to work. You have to work for everything. Exactly like I said, there's nothing for free. And just saying that the shit with these types of Negroes is jealousy. When they get here, they do the same shit. I lived in New York City, and for 9 years I've seen it. I think it's crazy. It is crazy.
If things are
But
free
it's
in
vice
America,
versa, right?
we're not getting them. If things are free in America, we damn should not get them. Ask all the black people sleeping in them tents on the street, Joe, because they getting shit for free.
I mean, exactly. I mean, we have black people, literally bunches of them living in tents. Can you imagine? In tents. Oh my god. And shitting on whatever they are
Right.
shitting on. Easy, man. Jane, and just
Shitting on the
saying that
street, Joe, shitting on the street.
yeah, you walking around smelling poo-poos and everything. That's disgusting.
Right.
In general, Jibba also saying that in general, if you make less than 10K dollars a month, varies by state, you can apply for housing, food stamps, and job training. Race and zip code depends on whether you got it and how much. Okay, but still, it doesn't mean you're getting shit for free. And just saying that once you are on the dole, the state controls your life exactly. And just saying that, yep, no hood Negroes going to be on ARB in Jamaica. And you're also saying that white women receive over 70% of welfare checks. Imagine. What about the black? I think okay for black. I'm sorry to say, but for black American people, women to be specific, those who are living off the white supremacy money, you know, with the child support, with everything we've been discussing, you know, living on Section 8 and everything. What about them? I mean, those are part of the people we should be talking about. Even those are part of the people we should be talking about getting free shit, because that is free shit. I've seen someone who is literally who has to pay $500,000 for child support, and I'm like, wow, you guys, You're living off your salary, literally off a baby and a baby mama. Oh my goodness, it's crazy. What do you make
Yep.
out of yourself? You live like that. It's crazy. And just saying that single white females are worse tenants, especially two in the same rental, very destructive, dirty, and racist, I bet. And just saying that my auntie was a vice principal. She did that into her 50s or into her 50s. Island Hope. And hi Robin S. Karibu Sana. Hope you're doing amazing, sister. And Kajal Williams Karibu Sana as well. You're saying that modern women engineered by the US government, Miss Independent, lol. And Jibazova is saying that I just put in the listing no bonnets. Just put in the listing no bonnets. And you're saying that my parent told me even the air isn't free. Like to where it's heading, I think that's where we're heading. The air, even air is not gonna be free. You're gonna be paying for it, you know. And just saying that white supremacy causes division, and some of the black community buy into this bullshit. I agree with you. I agree with you. Especially in Africa, it has worked. In America, I think it's against just women and men, like where women are supposed to be against men. And I don't know, for men, you're supposed to call your women bitches and everything in the music, like we were talking about it. That was actually HR and Kamlesh show, and they were saying about the rap of today. You know, every person is singing about killing. It's either a nigga is calling a woman a bitch, or a woman is calling a nigga, and everything. All those sorts of shit. You know, it's just so crazy. Like the system has just been changed. It's not the way it used to be, and all that. So I agree with you. You're saying that white supremacy causes division, and some of the black community buy into this bullshit. White supremacy would have burned her whole house down, and she wouldn't say nothing about that. Imagine, she wouldn't say anything about it. And just saying that South Africans need to call out the damn Dutch colonizers like this. I mean, I've seen South Africans giving a good reaction. I think we've shared a couple of positive videos on how they react, especially when it comes to racism. Shout out to that woman who said that they need to pack their shit and go. You know, if you feel like, you can't live with us, you can't tolerate us, like, you need to go. And actually, we shouldn't even give you the privilege of how you should feel, because you've not allowed us to feel anything, so we should not even give you that privilege of letting you feel a thing. Like, how do you feel? We should not even be given that privilege of, like, are you okay? Do you feel comfortable? Africans are not comfortable. I mean, look at the state of South Africa right now. Not only are we talking about power crisis, we're talking about 90%, literally 99%, I'd say, of the white people are living the best lives, but the black people are at the bottom. And it's also in the rest of the countries. Also, where right now, black people, we live in inequality, where we have black people who are literally living their best lives and those who are living at the bottom. Like, it's now becoming a division type of thing. Like, just what Kay just said, white supremacy causes division. And we have literally bought into this. We have bought into this. Yes, and that is what is happening. And as we get into the main topic of the day, I want to share this video about Obama and the censorship of everything. I think this is something familiar of what we've learned and what we know about media being financed, rather media being controlled. Everything we see is not what is true. Everything we're told is a conspiracy theory, is the truth. Everything they're telling you not to believe is the truth. What you're told not to eat, like we said the other time, is what you're supposed to eat. What you're not supposed to drink is what you're supposed to drink. And this goes to me, I should be drinking watermelon. Man, I need to practice drinking, at least not eating, but drinking watermelon, because I can't stand that fruit. I can't. So yeah, we need to normalize a lot of things that we're being told not to do, to redo it. What we're told not to study or do research on. Actually, what I saw, that was last week. There was this video I was watching, and it was saying, I think it was about the 19, and you know what? And when we had most of the people doing research on the effects of the VACCINE effect, the media came out and said you should not research on this. You know, if you research, you are a fool. You know, why would you research? The researchers are given nothing but just conspiracy theories. You know, with all the effects of the VACCINE, you know, all the effects, all that is a conspiracy theory. But the conspiracy theory, like we mentioned earlier, right now, which is true, nobody is being held accountable for, like Danny mentioned earlier. You know, nobody, because of power, nobody is being held accountable of everything that has been going on. They get to walk scot-free. Being the master planners of everything, they still get to walk scot-free. But let me share this video as we get to break down a little bit of it. And of course, this is nothing new. Like I said, it's something we've seen. But Obama, back in the picture. It's quite amazing and interesting. Let's continue.
The World Economic Forum has partnered with Barack Hussein Obama to activate a full-blown emergency government censorship executive to regain control of the narrative in the run-up to the 2024 election. News, the WEF is partnering with Obama to censor Americans raises all sorts of questions, including who is really running the US government.
I mean, it's not like they have not been doing it. I mean, from what I know and what I understand, it's not like they have not been doing it, but they want to put more restrictions into it, according to what I understand. Like, they're trying to now enforce the whole thing, like apply the pressure or come out, you know, with it. Like, you know, we have been doing it and we're doing it right now. There's nothing you can tell us about it.
Because it surely isn't Biden, who has spent most of the last few months getting lost on stage. That's when he's not playing with himself on stage. So it should come as no surprise that the WEF are penetrating the US through Obama, who boasted that he was serving his third term as president when Biden was elected.
What you know now, do you wish like you had a third term? And I used to say, you know what, if I could make an arrangement where I had a stand-in, a front man or front woman, and they had an earpiece in, and I was just in my basement in my sweats, looking through the stuff, and then I could sort of deliver.
I wish Kit was here to break down this a little bit for me, because there's some things, key things I won't get here. But anyway, let's move on.
The lines, but somebody else was doing all the talking and ceremony. I'd be fine with that.
Arrogance is the surest path to failure, and Obama has made a big mistake in partnering with the WEF to censor America. Before we dive in, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and join the People's Voice Locals community to support the channel and our work. The link is below this video. Speaking to Nate Burleson at CBS News on Tuesday, Obama warned that the mainstream media, including CNN and MSNBC, has lost control of the narrative, and the only solution is for the US government to step in and take drastic action.
The thing,
I mean, it's this is just crazy. The CNN and MSNBC have lost control. They have been controlling all these mainstream medias, right? So how comes all of a sudden right now you come in with while you have been controlled, they have been literally, they know the mainstream medias have been controlled. So you can't tell me that two of them are just.
And he set it up, Joby. I don't know what he's saying. He's like they're upset that they're losing control now, Joby. People know that the mainstream media is a lie. A lot of people don't know it's a lie. They worry about that. People got Rumble and other bitch shoot to go. So they don't got to be on YouTube. They don't got to be on Facebook, the line ass, all these forms of control that they set up. Because mass media, Joby, is mind control. They shape the narrative. See, when you don't know what you're looking at, like say, you're being programmed, it is telling you stuff. You don't be objective. No, that's a lie. You just believe what they're telling you. Him being a puppet of the establishment, he's mad about the lie. He's the one made it legal to do propaganda to people. Open propaganda. To openly lie to you. That's just no good mulatto ass nigga. So now he's upset that people know he's a scam. He's a con man. He's a phony. And they're upset. Now they want to be able to go to your website now, family, and take down your website. And if you tell that you call it hate speech and all other kind of nonsense. Because people know who the New World Order is. You're not crazy. People know certain things I can't say right now, but they know what the New World Order is and what's the agenda with this no good mulatto ass nigga here. They know. So you can't gaslight them when they say, oh, these are conspiracy theories. It's all a lie. It's a lie. Well, a lot of this shit seems to be coming true. Yeah, but don't believe that. Believe the programming that we're telling you. So go ahead, Joe. You got it.
No, go ahead.
The thing that I'm most worried about is the degree to which we now have a divided conversation.
You're not worried about being a lying, no good fucking baby killer and killing millions of innocent people. You're not worried about that. You're supposed to have been locked up for war crimes. You are a war criminal, nigga. That's what you are. You're not worried about that. They supposed to have been locked your ass up and executed you for war crimes. You're a war criminal. Libya, Syria, you are a war criminal, Obama. That's a fact. And they got the audacity, don't got me saying that with the audacity to give your ass a Nobel Peace Prize. Peace. And you committed nothing but genocide and murder all over the planet. Good. Great.
Divided media.
Obama has instructed the Biden regime to declare a national emergency and use its power to eradicate all independent media online ahead of the 2024 election.
See, you can't say, no, you can't do that, Obama. That goes against the Constitution. He's against the Constitution, supposed to be freedom of speech. See, they are against it. How they're coming out. We should do that, and we're not going to, and it's funny because we're on a control media where we can't say it. We'll just say the vote doesn't count. It counts who counts the vote. It only counts who counts the vote.
Mm-hmm.
They worry about the children election because all they propaganda is falling by the wayside. They're worried about they can't eat STEAL the next you know what, the next election. So it's who counts the vote. He's talking about complete censorship because he's been talking so many lies. Oh, we need to ban all media on the internet. You can't ban all media on the internet. Family, you see who it is. You see who he is and what he's asking. These are your enemies. Big Cheese grabbed my mama who got mad at me yesterday. I'm sorry you guys are stupid. You old niggas are dangerous. You're dangerously stupid. I don't understand how stupid black people are. You still sleep? Obama's telling you. He's censoring you because the lies are being exposed. And you know Obama's your worst goddamn enemy. So go ahead, Joby.
There's no room in America for questioning the news presented to you by the mainstream media.
I'm much older than you, Nate. But when I was coming up, you had 3 TV stations.
Yeah.
And people were getting a similar sense of what is true and what isn't. What
lying ass Negro. He wasn't even in America. I think he's using American native when this nigga grew up in Indonesia. We know your past, you CIA op ass nigga. You didn't grow up in America, you grew up in Indonesia. So you ain't no 3 stations like I grew up here in America. There was 3 stations. That's a lie. You didn't grow up here, motherfucker. So spare me your lie. You grew up in Indonesia. Damn sure didn't grow up in Kenya, but you did grow up in Indonesia. That's a fact. Go ahead, Joby.
What I'm most concerned about is the fact that because of the splintering of the media, we almost occupy different realities. If something happens in the past, everybody can say, we may disagree on how to solve it, but at least we all agree that, yeah, that's an issue.
Obama also complained that in this day and age, some people have the gall to refuse to believe the mainstream media narratives.
Now,
we don't believe because it's lies. So he knows so far that you see Obama not saying who owns the mainstream media, saying people that's pushing this homosexual pedophilic agenda. He's not saying who owns it. See, and this other bootlick hanging to me, nigga, ask Obama a common question. Why should the media be owned by a few people that run all these banks, Obama? Shouldn't the media be splitting up in a bunch of people's different hands so we have a bunch of objective opinions being spread throughout the media? That would be healthy. Where you have a bunch of opposing opinions, that would be healthy. You're not going to ask that. That's common sense. Go ahead, Joey.
Or I don't believe that. And one of, I think, the goals of the Obama Foundation and one of the goals of my post-presidency is...
They all sell foundations, Sam. That's how they steal. That's how Obama They don't do Rockefeller. They all got the Clinton Foundation. Now you got the Obama Foundation. He ain't done shit while he was president. Now he's got a fake ass foundation to do his other bullshit, which Katie said today, which was an NGO. The Obama Foundation is an NGO, so he could do his wicked shit through his Obama Foundation, NGO. The same copy and paste all these wicked bastards do. Obama Foundation. This thing ain't never had a job. Now he's got a whole Obama Foundation.
To that common conversation. How can we have a common set of facts?
To have a common set of facts, according to Obama, the establishment needs to maintain total control of mainstream media, so they continue operating as the Democrats' PR department, pushing the agenda.
All the lies, all the people that, all the Bill Gates, exactly, their agenda. He just exposed himself as the tool he is. Thank you, Obama. If you morons don't see Obama is a tool, for the you know who that you ain't moron.
The globalists in Davos, the media.
I want the late Africa killing people. Yeah. Go ahead, Joe.
Media space is not controlled enough. This probably sounds insane to you, considering that the mainstream media has been completely bought and paid for decades.
Another thing is to disseminate propaganda to influence.
Yeah, this is CIA agent shows. The CIA shows all the news. This was back in the 70s. They told you that. You think Obama's president? He knows all this. He knows this. Well, this is an agent right here. Tell you the whole news is bought and paid for. The CIA runs it all. Yeah, all over the globe. Go ahead, Joby.
And this is a major function of the CIA. And unfortunately, of course, it overlaps into the gathering of information. You have contact with a journalist. You will give him true stories. You'll get information from him. You'll also give him false stories.
You do buy his confidence with true stories?
You buy his confidence and set him up. We've seen this happen recently with Jack Anderson, for example, who has his intelligence sources, and he has also admitted that he's been set up by them. Every fifth story just simply being false. You also work on their human vulnerabilities to recruit them in a classic sense, to make them your agent so that you can control what they do. So you don't have to set them up sort of, by putting one over on them. So you can say, here, plant this one next Tuesday.
Can you do this with responsible reporters?
Yes, the Church Committee brought it out in 1975, and then Woodward and Bernstein put an article in Rolling Stone a couple of years later. 400 journalists cooperating with the CIA, including some of the biggest names in the business, to consciously introduce the stories into the press.
And if you think it was bad in the 1970s, then you need to get yourself up to speed. Because in 2012, Obama reversed the Smith-Mundt Act, meaning domestic audiences can again be targeted by government propaganda. Propaganda and fake news have been a hot topic since then, especially since media favorite Hillary Clinton lost the 2016 election. CNN and MSNBC aren't even bothering to hide it anymore. Glenn Greenwald, an editor at The Intercept who covers national security issues, told Tucker Carlson that the situation is reminiscent of communist China.
Both MSNBC and CNN have hired and promoted a series of retired intel officials, Jim Comey, John Brennan, and they come on and they basically parrot a certain set of talking points, but with the imprimatur of the agencies they once ran. What effect does this have, would you say, on American society?
It is completely corrupted journalism. The whole what we were supposed to learn, the WMDs in the Iraq War, which, by the way, this network that we're on was one of the leaders of, was the fact that we were not supposed to trust intelligence agencies when they say things without evidence. And not only did MSNBC and CNN use those people as their sources, they hired them as their news analysts. So if you turned on CNN or MSNBC, it was basically state TV. It was CIA TV.
If you're wondering how tightly the global elite control the mainstream media, we have an exhibit for the prosecution. Mainstream media outlets have been exposed reading from the exact same script and advancing an identical propaganda narrative. Take last year's highly theatrical FBI raid on Mar-a-Lago, for example. Sources.
This clicks a bell to you if you remember the 19 and the new baby that is supposed to be born with what is supposed to be coming, the new pandemic, okay?
Tell ABC News there's been a strong reaction to the raid on
The fear-mongering.
extremist and QAnon-related forums.
Sources say there's been a strong reaction to the raid on extremist and QAnon-related forums.
Sources also telling ABC News there's been a strong reaction from some extreme groups online, including QAnon and other groups.
There's been a strong reaction to the raid on extremist and QAnon-related forums,
including those that were active before January 6th.
including those that were active prior to January 6th, including those that were active prior to January 6th,
Involved in the January 6th insurrections,
including those that were active prior to the January 6th riot.
Some have been calling for violence and even a civil war.
Some of them include calls for violence and even a civil war. Some of them include calls for
violence in online forums
and even civil war.
This was the top comment on the search on the pro-Trump site The Donald last night. Quote, lock and load with references to a civil war.
Talking very violently about civil war. Searches for civil war spiked. They're talking about civil war. Civil war. Civil war.
Civil war. Civil war. Civil war.
Which raises the question, what do the elite have to hide and why are they so determined to make everybody see major events in the same way? This is mind control in action. There is a reason they are called programs and programming. The poet W.H. Auden summed it up best.
Yeah, we have programs and programming. That's correct.
He said propaganda is a monologue that is not looking for an answer, but an echo. Here are the people's voice. We refuse to be an echo for the globalist elite. If you believe we are doing important work, then please subscribe to the channel.
Well, that is the video I was to share over there. And of course, like Keith explaining, of course, like for me, what I understand, the mainstream media, the mainstream media, they have been controlling this, they have been funding this. So this is all nonsense that this guy Obama and whatever he's partnered with, whoever, it's all propaganda. All this is nonsense. They have been funding this. They have been controlling the media. They have been, you've seen the CIA has said it, you know, they have said the work of the CIA, what they have been doing, and this comes also across Africa. I mean, we've seen most of those real media that try to come out and speak about the truth, most of them are assassinated. I mean, perfect example is what we saw. I was discussing, I think, last month or this month. I think it was this month. And I was so angry about it. You know, seeing journalists, you know, they have to be killed just because of trying to speak the truth against these puppets or anything that is really affecting humanity or the human rights, you know. It's crazy, and it is totally insane and needs to be spoken about. But of course, that is one of the videos I want to share. Before we get closer to winding up, I have one more discussion. This is about Benjamin Crump. And last Friday, but one, we watched a movie of Malcolm X. It was Malcolm X's birthday, and apparently it happens to be Benjamin Crump was his attorney, and he had something to say, I think, in his memorial. And everything he's saying is nothing but just stupidity. And he's going to be mentioning a couple of victims who have been affected. Brings on the issue of Black Lives Matter and everything which we've been speaking about. And again, we go back to the main agenda which we keep on asking and talking. We do not have true Black representatives all over the world as Black people, which is a big crisis. You know, we can't keep on relying on these coons again, because if you speak of people are getting free shit, it's the coons and the white people. Again, we have the Black people are suffering on the ground, those who do not want to become bootlickers. So facts have to be called facts. But I see Jabba, you're saying that I buy watermelon and juice and it can take it to work. That's nice. Well, that's nice. Keep it up. For me, I'll start taking fruits. I'm not a fan of fruits at all, but I'll start bearing with that. I'll start bearing that. But I also see you saying that Obama is lecturing us like he did to Kenya. Man, I don't know, man. Now it's up to you guys to step up into. I don't know. You can't be listening to this kind of people. The same way we can't be listening to Ruto right now. You can't be listening to Obama. If you believe anything he's saying at this point, then you must be stupid. And I think for us as Kenyans, he abused us literally straight in our face. Again, thank you for reminding me. He said, like, I came here, but I didn't come here like, as a Kenyan, or neither am I related to you Negroes. Like, you Negroes believe that I'm related to you, that I'm Luo, but I'm not related to you. Like, he laid facts straight, but in a twisted way. So whoever got it, got it. Whoever didn't, then you keep on being there docile, believing that this guy is a president or once a president of America and he's Luo or comes from your goddamn tribe that you care about. That's what's up. And you're saying that he will come Interstate Commerce Authority and to subvert the First Amendment. And you're saying that having seizure in public didn't help. Lol. I know, right? Having seizure in public didn't help at all. But let me share this video over here of Benjamin Crump talking his shit. Let me share this very quickly. Where is it? I think I might have lost it. I have to find it. Let me see if I can get it as we move on.
What happened, Joby?
I want to share the video of Benjamin Crump.
Okay. So what did the CIA guys say? What the guys say? Yeah, the CIA is all throughout the media.
It slept you out. Let me share that as I look for this video here because I also lost it. Let me share this. I didn't lose it as well.
Yeah, you ain't gotta be sure. You can just tell me. But yeah, that's Obama. I'm glad Joby put the counter narrative. How smart she is, the counter narrative to Obama's bullshit. Yeah, I want to control him.
Considering that the mainstream media has been completely bought and paid for decades.
Exactly.
Another thing is to disseminate propaganda to influence people's minds. And this is a major function of the CIA. And unfortunately, of course, it overlaps into the gathering of information. You contact with a journalist, give him true stories, you'll get information from him. You'll also give him false stories.
You do buy his true story.
You set him up. We've seen this happen recently with Jack Anderson, for example, who has his intelligence sources, and he has also admitted that he's been set up by them. Every fifth story just simply being false. You also work on their human vulnerabilities to recruit them in a classic sense, to make them your agent so that you can control what they do. So you don't have to set them up sort of, by putting one over on them. So you can say, here, plant this one next Tuesday.
Can you do this with responsible reporters?
Yes, the Church Committee brought it out in 1975, and then Woodward and Bernstein put an article in Rolling Stone a couple of years later. 400 journalists cooperating with the CIA, including some of the biggest names in the business, to consciously introduce the stories into the press.
And if you think it was bad in the 1970s, then you need to get yourself up to speed.
Exactly.
Because in
Yeah,
2012,
this is
Obama
worldwide
reversed
now.
the Smith-Mundt Act, meaning domestic audiences
Exactly.
can again be targeted.
Obama reversed the act that say it was legal to do propaganda and psyops on American people. And of course, that means also globally, because the CIA is a global organization. So it was now legal. This is what Obama did. This is so good. And you tell these goofy Negroes how wicked he is, they still don't understand. He's like, are you insane, moron? We just went through a psyop. I can't even say the name of it. This idiot made it legal for them to run propaganda that has psyops on you. Fear campaign. This motherfucker here. That's a fact. It's no good bastard here. You got motherfuckers in Kenya telling me they naming Ugali after this nigga. Crazy.
Propaganda and fake news have been a hot topic since then, especially since media favorite
Obama,
Hillary
Ugali.
Clinton lost the 2016 election. CNN and MSNBC aren't even bothering to hide it anymore. Glenn Greenwald, an editor at The Intercept who covers national security issues, told Tucker Carlson that the situation is reminiscent of communist China.
Both MSNBC and CNN have hired and promoted a series of retired intel officials, Jim Comey, John Brennan, and they come on and they basically parrot a certain set of talking points, but with the imprimatur of the agencies they once ran. What effect does this have, would you say, in American society?
It is completely corrupted journalism. The whole point of what we were supposed to learn from the debacle of WMDs in the Iraq War, which, by the way, this network that we're on was one of the leaders of, was the fact that we were not supposed to trust intelligence agencies when they say things without evidence. And not only did MSNBC and CNN use those people as their sources, they hired them as their news analysts. So if you turned on CNN or MSNBC, it was basically state TV. It was CIA TV.
If you're wondering how tightly the global elite control the mainstream media, we have an exhibit for the prosecution. Mainstream media outlets have been exposed reading from the exact same script and advancing an identical propaganda narrative. Take last year's FBI raid on Mar-a-Lago, for example.
Sources tell ABC News there's been a strong reaction to the raid on extremist and QAnon-related forums.
Sources say there's been a strong reaction to the raid on extremist and QAnon
all around the world. Look at this. As I know, they're not journalists. They just parroted what they're told to do. See this? Wait.
ABC News, there's been a strong reaction from some extreme groups online, including QAnon and other groups.
There's been a strong reaction to the raid on extremist and QAnon-related forums,
including those that were active before January 6th.
Including those that were active prior to January 6th.
Including those that were active prior to January 6th.
Involved in the January 6th insurrection.
They're not journalists,
that were active prior to the January 6th.
Propaganda
Some have been calling for violence and even a civil war.
Some of them include calls for violence and even a civil war.
Some of them include calls for
violence in online forums
and even civil war.
This was
so if you're a person looking at this news, you don't understand that you've been lied to and propaganda, you've been programmed with absolute lies. And see, what Joe showing is what they're mad about, because now you're starting to see the lies of Obama. Oh, God damn it! Oh, God damn it! We need more lies in the state media. We need to shut down the internet and these niggas in Africa and everybody's waking up. We gotta shut the shit down, Joby. Shut it down, nigga.
I'll call for revolution.
The pro-Trump site, The Donald, last night, quote, lock and load with references to a civil war.
Talking very violently about civil war. Searches for civil war spiked. They're talking about civil war. Civil war. Civil war. Civil war. Civil war. Civil war.
Which raises the question, what did the elite have to hide and why are they so determined to make everybody see major events in the same way? This is mind control in action.
Exactly.
There is a reason
Mind
they're called
control.
programs and programming. The poet W.H. Auden summed it up best. He said propaganda is a monologue that is not looking for an answer, but an echo. Here are the people's voice. We refuse to be an echo.
An
for the
echo
purpose
chamber.
of-
Yeah, so that is the video over there.
Okay.
That is
Okay, thank you. That's better get it right. That's called mind control, family. And TV was created. I'm going to do that show. Me and Joey said it. TV was created for mass mind control. The very invention of TV was created for mass mind control. And that's why it's called programming. TV programming programs your mind. Go ahead, Joey.
Yeah, so let me share this other video as we get closer to winding up of Benjamin Crump. I think
It programs
about
it programs General Mosquito to talk his shit like he usually do.
Mosquito karibu sana. I hope you're doing amazing. Last week we spoke about where worldwide, as Black people, we do not have Black representatives, and I think perfect example since I learned about Benjamin Crump, these are the type of people who are getting the free shit that the Jamaican lady is talking about for being a coon, for being, for putting a certain image outside there, which is so fake and which is not the reality of what you're supposed to be doing. And I'm surprised that he was actually the attorney of Malcolm X for Malcolm X family, literally. And I wonder how they.
He was a son of Malcolm X. That must have been the grandchildren. That Malcolm X wouldn't even deal with this coon. That must have been the kids, the grandkids of Malcolm X. Let's see what they're talking about.
Let me share this.
Continue to look at the life and late Malcolm X, born 98 years ago, as we turn
They're trying to get us through credibility.
Ben Crump, representing Malcolm's family in a $100 million wrongful death lawsuit against the FBI, CIA, New York City, and state, and their police, as well as the district attorney's office for concealing evidence of their involvement in Malcolm X's
the CIA and the FBI killed them.
assassination. Three men were convicted of his murder, two of them fully exonerated in 2021.
That was a lie.
Ben Crump spoke on February 21st at the Malcolm X and Dr. Betty Shabazz Memorial and Educational Center.
Also, Farrakhan and NOI had something to do with the murder in collaboration with the CIA and the FBI and also the New York Police Department. So don't think that the NOI is not complicit. The Newark Mosque, we know that was hired by the CIA and FBI to do the actual killing. That's why we knew they got off. The Newark Mosque. And Farrakhan punk ass was there the night of the killing. So we know he was involved. But his fake fucking talk and all that old bullshit got me going a million men mark when I'm young, that old fraudulent ass nigga. Yeah, it's good he's telling this Molly. You think you got the job of the show Farrakhan in many videos. You Mollying, you need to do what you need to do. They need to lock his 90 in. How old is Farrakhan? 90 something? He just turned 90 something his damn self. I think he's 91, 92, whatever the hell he is. Still walking around here. No, he was complicit. And he tells you through his little speeches, Malcolm was our traitor. He was our traitor. We had the right to kill his ass. I'm going to me find that video. But Farrakhan said Malcolm was our traitor. And we had the right to kill him. What business is it of yours if we killed his ass like traitors? The Jews kill their traitors, he told you. White people kill their ass. We have the right to kill our traitor. But go ahead, Joby.
In 1965.
Let's see what Mushmouth Crump is talking about.
What would have come of Malcolm had they not 58 years ago on this day
family,
assassinated one
this dude's a moron. He don't even speak good English. That's why they doing it on purpose. They made him a star. Well, my ago, if he did do what he did do, what he been doing, what I do, and my guy, and make sure we get the back with Joby talking about what we do when we do what we do. What? God damn.
Greatest thought leaders that was ever produced in the 20th. How much more Malcolm had to give the world? And I often think about that, Dr. Davis, when I think about Trayvon. What would have come of 17-year-old Trayvon had he not been shot in the heart by...
And excuse me, I'd love to talk about also, you just mentioned that and I remember this young kid who was shot because of going to knock at the white guy's house looking for the siblings, right? You remember the story of this young boy who was shot?
Yeah, he's representing too. In Kansas City. Yeah, in Kansas City.
Yeah. So apparently he has a brain, I think a traumatic brain injury, and it's supposed to be raise some funds. And I'm like, why is it becoming so hard to raise funds for this boy who was shot innocently just because of
because he's black, Joby. He's black, and he's a white supremacist. Go ahead.
They can go to GoFundMe and literally raise money for Danny whoever.
Right.
I don't know. The guy was,
Daniel Penny, Joby. Daniel Penny.
And the
Daniel
city
Penny.
the city by Karen, they need to go to the GoFundMe, you know, and get money for being racist. What are you talking about, man? Crazy. Crazy.
Welcome to the world, Joby.
What would have become Breonna Taylor, this queen who was just
Shot in the
2
home.
semesters from getting her college degree?
Shot butt
Being
naked
a
in the home.
nurse, but she was executed with 9 bullets in her home while
At
she
home.
was practically naked.
Naked. She's butt naked.
What would
I'm
have
butt naked.
become
The white people say, girl, we want to see that
Botham
coochie.
Jean,
We're going to
young
shoot you with
black
that
man who
coochie.
was in his
Oh,
own
not that.
apartment,
His parents, see, this is an island nigga here. His parents didn't care. That was the brother, Joby, the guy said, let me hug her. Let me hug the white woman. Let me hug her. She murdered my brother. Let me hug her, Joby. Let me hug the white woman and smell her hair.
I sensed something like that when I was watching this video. I sensed something like that when I was watching this video. Damn it.
This woman came and shot him while he was eating ice cream and watching TV. And then she had the audacity to say, Gina, self-defense. It was self-defense.
Really?
But to Mary, it wasn't her house. It was both of them.
She almost got out.
Self-defense.
She almost got out. She almost got out, Joby. Look, man, just about, okay, much you love your brother. We know how much you love your brother, Joby. He's in the ice cream. And he's in the Blackout Fire Network studio. Eating ice cream, chilling in his underwear, looking at Netflix. And some white woman comes in and just shoots the shit out of him. Would you want to forgive her, Joby?
Bitch, I'm gonna stab the shit out of you to death, okay? I'm gonna stab the shit out of you to death, man. Not my brother, the one I know is literally my heart. I'm killing you. You're dead. I'm not forgiving you. Oh, it was self. What? Can I hug you? What? No. No. That Negro deserves to go to jail on behalf of that white woman. Okay. You need to face some consequences.
He only cared about his own brother, Joby. His brother was sitting there, just eating ice cream, got shot to death. I'd like to hug her, please, please. Can I hug her? Can I show her the love of Jesus and love her and hug the white woman? That's how messed up our minds are, Joby. So his mind is like that other island Negro lady talking crazy.
What's up?
Continue to stand up, speak up, and fight for our children and our loved ones. Because if we don't fight for our children and our loved ones, we can't expect nobody else to fight for our children.
Oh, please. You are a whole representative. You are a whole representative, and you're not even doing nothing. You know, you're just talking. Okay?
He's not gonna say that, Joby. They made him. I'm not doing no consider. I'm not doing a damn thing but getting the bag for these goofy niggas. As long as they keep their mouths shut, we get the bag for them. He's not gonna say that. That ain't a good speech, Joby.
Crazy.
And loved ones. And finally, I think about the Shabazz Center and the objectives of trying to make sure we educate the future generations with the history.
Educate the black generation with that fake ass Shabazz name that Malcolm makes understand that came from Pakistan, of people that hate black people. Educate them that. Where that goofy Elijah Muhammad said we're the tribe of Shabazz, and none of these niggas even knew what Shabazz is. That's out of Pakistan, you moron. Don't even know what the fuck you be worshiping when you're in shit. You just take some shit. We're in the tribe of Shabazz. Ask one of these goofy niggas, where's Shabazz that nigga? What tribe is Shabazz? So you find us in Pakistan with these Pakistanis that don't like your black ass. Oh, yeah, stupid. That's where the tribe of Shabazz is from, moron. Pakistan. The Indians, yeah, morons. Yeah, niggas. The Pakistanis, morons. Motherfuckers right now calling themselves the tribe of Shaban. You fucking moron. You ever look some shit up, stupid? You ever find out where Shabazz is at? That's some idiots from the NOI to tell you about some Shabazz. Nigga, that's in Pakistan, you fucking dummy. nigga just love to latch on to any kind of stupid religion. Do this for me, Joe, before we get out of here. Do this before we get out of here. Say Louis, Louis, Farrakhan. Somebody spell Farrakhan for me. I always mess it up. Farachan. Is that it? Farrakhan.
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 Okay.
Says, YouTube says Malcolm was arbitrated to kill. Say Malcolm was arbitrated to kill. Put that in YouTube algorithm and put that in YouTube search. Malcolm was arbitrated to kill. Because he told the truth about they pedophilic ass leader sleeping with children. Come on. It was his right. This Farrakhan has his right to sleep with babies and shit. In the name of some fucked up religion. God was use religion and shit. He was all trained to kill. But he was your teacher, motherfucker. He was your master. You killed your teacher. You just Robert McGraw talk about Elijah Muhammad having sex with these kids. Having all these things. I must torture my kids and young coochie. I'm an old man, I'm 70, but I must have young coochie to get fertile soil. I must have young booty to fertile my soil, keep the soil fertile. I must put my seed in fertile soil and young coochie. Is that what the Bible said Elijah did? I am Elijah from the Bible. All that old dumb nigga shit.
I don't know if I got the right video.
Well, we'll see. Go ahead. We don't know what's right. I'm gonna punch them on that saying that shit.
Well,
not Vlad. Vlad is
Malcolm X's daughter.
Yes.
not these motherfuckers. This is some Nation of Islam nigga right here. Gonna validate it. Go to another video. Yeah, that's right. We did that, but the minister didn't mean nothing when he did it. Nigga, he was in Newark in the mosque that killed that motherfucker. What did that one? That'd be one of them. They show Farrakhan in one of them. Shit. Do this thing.
There's a long.
It's 8 in the morning. J45.
Yeah, but don't got his face on.
I think
What are they saying? What are the videos saying? What is the title saying?
This one which says wrongly convicted Malcolm X suspect speaks out. We have witnessing Malcolm X assassination. We have the horrible Minister Louis Francana detailed stories of his relationship with Malcolm X, but it's quite a long video. And then we have nothing relatable, literally, to what you told me.
Okay, let me word it like this, Joe. Go to the verse, say Farrakhan admits killing Malcolm X. Put that in. Farrakhan admits to killing Malcolm X. Did we find anything there? He's always been an agent for the goddamn CIA, that whole fucking fake ass movement. You go back and research that whole fake ass movement. The motherfucking name was for that Farad Muhammad.
Malcolm X was Louis Farrakhan's mentor, his teacher in the Nation of Islam. They believed that the white man was evil, that the black and white races should live separately.
The black man,
When Malcolm
the white
X
man's evil,
revealed
but the white
publicly
man
the
who started that shit. It's the white man who started this fake fucking religion.
Leader of the Nation of Islam was guilty of impregnating several of his teenage secretaries in direct violation of his own preachings of no sex outside marriage.
I need
Farrakhan was
some
outraged, and he wrote that Malcolm was, quote, worthy of death. On February 21st, 1965, as Malcolm spoke in New York City's Audubon Ballroom, members of the Nation of Islam opened fire, killing him in front of hundreds of his supporters. Malcolm's wife and children were there, including Atala Shabazz, Malcolm's eldest daughter. She was 6 at the time. As you'll see on 60 Minutes this Sunday, Minister Farrakhan met Atala Shabazz for the first time in front of television cameras. And Farrakhan acknowledged his role in Malcolm's assassination.
I wish that Malcolm X were alive today.
This fake ass phony nigga
Yes,
here.
it is true that black men pulled the trigger. We cannot deny.
It is true that the black man pulled the trigger. Nigga, you guys pulled the trigger, nigga. At the head of the CIA, that's why your black ass ain't in prison now, you phony ass nigga. That's why you're not in prison, because the CIA used you to kill Malcolm. All this old fake shit you talking. Go ahead, yo, fake ass nigga here.
Responsibility in this. Where we are responsible, where our hands are a part of this, we beg God's mercy and forgiveness.
Thank God mercy.
Lol.
Hey,
This conversation. What did you
But you know the
hold?
CIA and the FBI helped set their ass up to kill Malcolm. They the ones plotted, man. They the ones did it, don't they?
Only hope that perhaps a healing can come to Miss Shabazz and her family. As I may have been complicit in words that I spoke leading up to February 21st, I acknowledge that and regret.
Crocodile tears.
Exactly. And regret Toby, that I killed your daddy. I regret shooting your daddy, Toby. I regret it now. Why are you not in jail? You know you're complicit.
Okay, let me not say that. Let me not say that, okay? But I've always said one thing: don't come for what is mine, okay? Don't come for what is mine. Because you try that, it's me and you, okay? It's a one-on-one war, me and you.
Word that I
I don't back away from fights.
caused the loss of life of a human being.
On Sunday, you'll see how painful it was for Atala Shabazz to listen to Minister Farrakhan's memories of her father's life and death.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah.
See, this is the fake member. The CIA controls the media. This is them setting it up and now him to go ahead and admit, without really admitting that he was involved and nothing's going to happen to this nigga because he was involved in the death of killing Malcolm X. Because all these motherfuckers, that fake ass NOI, never done shit, never gonna do shit for black people. It's a fake ass organization. Say that they man is God, he's a descendant of God, all kind of wacky ass shit. I lost a good friend. I thought he was a good friend. He was all mixed in that Nation of Islam shit. Shout out to you, Tony. Damn, I just went to your city, Albany. I had to set that nigga straight. Damn, that's almost 20 years ago. Yeah, I was a fake out because you won't go in the Nation of Islam and you talking about the good minister and blah, blah, blah. And when I came to see this Negro, I said, nigga, I'll push your wig back, nigga. What are you talking about? Because I'm not going to join that fake ass shit. Nigga, I'll push your wig back. Talking to. You know?
Yeah, but yeah. I see Big Cheese right in the building. Big Cheese is saying Malcolm X loved you, kid. And you're also saying that John was really saying that if he banned he is banned from the UK because of his activism, or does he have a secret criminal record that stops him from entering the country? I don't know about that, Joe Mosquito.
Who's that? Who?
He's talking about Francana, I guess. Francana.
Oh, Farrakhan?
Farrakana.
That gives them credibility. They give them fake fans. Oh, the government of England is upset about him not, his preaching and teaching not gonna let him in. That's all bullshit. That's all bullshit. The nigga's been an agent 50 years ago, 60 years ago. He was an agent back then. They helped kill Malcolm X. He was an agent then. He was an asset then. So understand, he's always been an asset. Once an agent, you'll never leave being an agent. He's always been that bootlicking agent. It's like all these fake preachers. Jesse Jackson, the agent. Fat, no agent. Al Sharpton, all these fake preachers and imams, all these fake niggas out there, all agents. Proven agents. That's why when it came to Khalid Muhammad, telling the truth, some motherfuckers say, hey, you better get rid of that nigga. He's talking about all that real shit, you better get rid of his ass. And so remember, they kicked Khalid Muhammad out of the Nation of Islam. He was quiet for a year, didn't say nothing. Then he came out and said, hey, all this fake ass Islam shit is baloney. Go back to your African spirituality. Leave this shit alone. Leave all this Islam, leave all that shit alone. Because he realized it was all bullshit science. A lot of Negroes take long to wake up. Go back to your African spirituality. That's what Khalid told you. Then you know what? They killed him. They killed Khalid Muhammad. Oh, put us up there, Joe. Put us up there. We got to get out. Okay, we had 2 hours. It's about 10 minutes. First, they
No, not
Khalid.
10 minutes. It's late. I need to go get dinner. It's late. Not 10 minutes. Not 10 minutes, please.
It's only going to be a 5-minute video, Joey. Then they're going to close, Joey. Then they're going to close with 5 minutes, Joey.
I don't want to be raped. I don't want to be raped, please.
Man, raped? How you going to be raped, Joey? Get out of here.
It's dangerous outside here. It's dangerous outside here.
Yeah, but you're going along, Joey. You're not going. I'm sure somebody in there probably with you right now with your stick ass.
Are you sure?
I don't know. I'm just guessing. I don't know, Joey.
Oh, no, you're wrong.
Okay, well, I'm sure, Joey, you're going to go knock on somebody's door. Ask them to join you.
It's raining. People are not getting out. I didn't.
Okay, we'll do it later. We'll let Joey go.
No. It's okay. I'll pull up as we go.
Huh?
It's okay. You wanted me to pull up what?
Say Khalid, Khalid, Muhammad. How you spell Muhammad? M-U-H or M-O-H. Wherever you spell Muhammad shit. Tells Farrakhan, go to hell.
How to?
Tells Farrakhan, the same guy, spell the name again, Farrakhan, go to hell. Because he finally woke up and realized Farrakhan was full of shit. Was a phony. And so that ended up getting him. I just want to see what he said. Tells Farrakhan, go to hell. I want to see that pulls up anything. Yeah. Type that up on YouTube. See if it pulls up anything. But remember, they got his son, and his son's a bootlicking coon. Make sure they got Khalid Muhammad's son, who disavowed everything his daddy talked about. My daddy was crazy. He was talking about revolutionary shit. I'm not about that. The white man is good. I've got a good job, and I need to be doing what the white man tells me. Nothing might pull up. I might got it wrong, so don't worry about it. If nothing pulls up, it don't pull up.
Because I see Khalid Muhammad on Donahu, Khalid Muhammad, religion versus spirituality. Dr. Khalid Muhammad, the lie killer. I don't see anything relatable.
Okay, that's cool.
Go to hell video.
They probably got it saying it. If I said the MOK, that means Martin Luther King love Keith, not Malcolm X. You can take MLK and shove him up your ass. Big
Oh, sorry, Big Cheese. I got it wrong. Yeah, my bad. I'm sorry.
What
I'm
up?
sorry.
What up?
My bad. Anyway, family, much love. See you guys tomorrow.
What's
Same
up,
time, same
family?
place. This has been the Africa Today Show. Thank you for interacting. And of course, thank you for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoy the rest part of your day.
Shout out
Yeah.
to Big Cheese. Shout out to Big Cheese mama and his aunt. I'm glad I got him angry, talking crazy. I dare his ass. Talk about Joe Biden. So shout out to Big Cheese and his out. And shout out to Robert. Thanks, sister. I seen your donation. We appreciate it, sister. They get Joby her meal outside.
Yeah, thank you.
I don't want her to get raped. How about that shit? Goddamn rape. Where'd that come from? Goddamn.
Nah, I'm joking, man. I'm joking. Don't take it serious. Don't take it serious. It's nothing serious. I'm just joking. I just need to go grab dinner. That's all. That's all.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's go,
but
Joby.
much
Be
love.
safe.
Be safe too.
Hey.
Drive safely.
Cameras and HR coming tomorrow. We're doing it another time.
Yeah. They're coming tomorrow. And then you didn't also you didn't get the back end of the network working. I tried to set up the show on the network. It's still not working.
I told you not to. To win after Tuesday. It's a holiday, Joby.
Oh yeah. Sure.
You were partying too much like a rock star yesterday when I called. Joby had everybody and her mama up in there in a little place, partying, talking, jamming, shit.
Who is everybody? Who is everybody? Who
I
is
don't-
everybody?
I don't know. I don't know how many people you had. You had like 20 people up in there, jamming, having a good time, taking
You're
these.
an exaggerator. Oh my goodness. You're such an exaggerator. Family, I literally had Katie, HR, Kamlesh, the Blackout Fire people that I'm working with.
It wouldn't be a good story, Joby, unless I exaggerated. God damn it.
You are an exaggerator. Peace. Much love.
What's up,
Oh my
family?
God.